Good afternoon, everybody. Yeah, we made it on. Thanks to the city of Toccoa for getting out here, turning our gas on. They're doing some work. They're putting in a cell phone tower right above us, and they nicked our gas line while we were in Mexico, and we didn't know it. So I went to turn my gas on to get things prepared for the show. Nothing here. So thanks to the city of Toccoa for getting out here in a hurry and taking care of things. We appreciate that. Yeah, Debbie and I just spent a week in Mexico, and boy, did we have some fun down there. Mm-hmm. We ate and ate and ate. And they had a lot of healthy choices. We didn't always choose the healthiest, but we had a good time. So now we're ready to do some healthy Mexican food for you. We're going to do a grilled chicken. It's almost like the Chipotle burrito bowl. And it is going to have some healthy choices in it. For instance, we're using, of course, chicken, which is a good thing. We're also using, instead of rice, we're going to be using rutabaga rice. And instead of corn, we're going to be using some larger chunks of cauliflower, about the size of corn kernels. So all that's going to make this great. So let's start out. We're going to start out by ricing our rutabagas. I've already cut these up. I had time to get some things done waiting on this. So we're going to start putting these things in here and just get this going. So let's see what we can do with our food processor. Let's see. That's on pulse. Oh, that's pulse. I want it on low. There we go. There we go. There we go. So I'm just going to dump these in here kind of one at a time and let them do their thing and rice up. The reason they had this little thing there, you can fly out. Oop, I guess that's as long as it'll go on one setting. Put all this in there. All right, so that's our rice setting. And I'm going to put this in some boiling water. Already got some water boiling here, so let me set this aside. And I'm going to dump this out. And see how that turns into a nice rice-looking thing? So we're going to put that in here. I'm going to cook this for about 10 minutes. I'll wind up draining it. I want it fairly dry, but I want that to simulate rice. So we're putting that in our boiling water right now. And yowie, that's hot in case anybody's wondering. Let me do this out here and get this taken care of. So we're going to let that go about 10 minutes. I'm going to put a little salt in it. You know, you'd always salt rice. So we're going to put a little salt in it. And now I've got some cauliflower here. And I'm not really worried about what's left in here because all this is going to mix together. So if I wind up getting a little extra cauliflower in there, that is not a problem at all if my rutabaga winds up in the cauliflower. So I've got my cauliflower sitting right here, and I'm going to just chunk it kind of roughly because I want it to look like kernels of corn. This is going to look like the corn that's in your, and I need to get right behind you, sweetheart.
Jimmy Robinson's watching.
Hey, Jimmy. Jimmy asked me last week. He said, no cooking show tonight. And I said, no, we're in Mexico. So that kind of ended that conversation. All right, so I'm going to put several of these in here at a time because I don't want a lot of them getting liquefied by any chance. I want to make sure that they go down. I'm going to do this on low.
Ashley Gregory's watching.
I saw Ashley watching a while ago when I did the warm-up to this. Ashley sent me some good recipes recently.
Tracy Owens is also
Tracy, hey, glad to have you along with us today. All right, so let me just hit this on low. And again, we're just trying to get like kernels of corn here, not anything very small at all. We're not ricing this cauliflower. we're getting it set up like this. So we're going to put the cauliflower in.
Doris Hutchins is watching.
Doris, hey, glad to have you around with us. We met some really nice folks in Cozumel, and I was hoping some of them would be on. I think they're going to watch the replay if they need to in order to see it. But we met some folks from Sacramento, California, some folks from Virginia, some folks from Alabama, and just had a really great time talking with them and meeting them while we were out doing our thing today. And some folks from Wyoming. It was great to see them as well. From Casper, Wyoming. No, from Cheyenne, Wyoming. They're from the capital city of Wyoming.
Lebo's watching.
Lebo, man, I hope you're doing well. I hope to see, I want to see some of y'all this weekend. You know, I am planning to make an appearance. May not stay there long, but I'm planning to make an appearance at Hartwell and at Livonia and at Toccoa this weekend, just to stick my head in the door and say hey to everybody. It's been a long time since I've seen my racing buddy, so we hope to be out there doing that. Well, let's see, I'm going to need my food processor again in just a little while. All right, so while this is going on, we got something happening over here. I'm using chicken thighs tonight. I'm a big fan of chicken thighs.
Yeah, they're good.
They're just so much tenderer. And actually, Debbie had with her situation with her tummy, and this is a reason to never have gastric bypass.
Yes.
She had gastric bypass several years ago, and she can't process chicken breast. It just doesn't sit well with her. She has to have chicken thighs or something with a little more moisture in it. And so sometimes chicken is just a problem overall. So if you're considering gastric bypass, please talk to us before you do so. The program that we're with, Optavia, was originally designed for doctors. Doctors prescribed it. And it was only, pardon me, sweetheart, I got to get in my junk drawer here and get my pounder out. And it was only for people who were going to have gastric bypass. It was to give them a head start to lose weight before they started. And that's how our program got started. It was through a company called MetaFast. Many of you may have heard of MetaFast, and that's the difference. Now we have this opportunity to do it with selling it like Debbie and I do, directly to people so that they can experience the weight loss without having to go through the doctor's prescriptions and have it available for them. And we are, if you've heard my commercial on radio, I bill it as America's #1 weight loss solution. And it really is. We are #1 in America. We beat out both Weight Watchers and Nutrisystem combined. So we're at the top of the game, and just people signing on all the time. We are certainly glad to help anybody that wants it, and it's less than $15 a day. My goodness. The price is, well, Debbie and I enjoyed some things this weekend that cost $15 and $20 a meal, and this is $15 a day to eat healthy. So we would encourage you to be part of what we got going on.
Joey Grubb is watching.
Who's that?
Joey Grubb.
Joey's in the hospital. Man, Joey, I hope you're doing well. I've been meaning to get in touch with you. I've been kind of out of pocket, but I am so sorry that you're having the difficulties that you are. I hope you get better soon. Like I said, I'm hoping to be at Livonia Saturday night, and I was hoping to run into you, but I'm hoping you're out of the hospital by then. I doubt you'll be at the racetrack, but certainly hoping you're out of the hospital. All right, so now we're gonna do a little work on this chicken. We want it to sit and marinate for a while. And before that happens, well, no, I can do it afterwards. Anyway, here's a little bit of, let me make sure I got the right thing here. Chicken, olive oil, salt, pepper, lime zest, and lime juice. No, I've got the wrong one. Oh, my.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, this is the one for here. This has got my olive oil.
You point it directly on the chicken.
Point it directly on the chicken. Here's a little bit of pepper.
Let me go to this side.
Okay.
See if I can.
Here's a little bit of salt. And we're going to zest. I've got to be judicious about my lime.
Okay.
We're going to zest this lime. So just putting a little lime zest over this.
I can't see comments anymore.
You sweep them to the right and they'll comment. I learned that from my buddy Wesley Outland. I was telling him one day, I said, I can no longer see comments on Facebook. And he said, if you swipe to the left or the right, they'll be there.
Swipe to reveal comments.
All right, so there's some lemon zest. I'm going to cut this lime in half because I need to use half of this for something else and half of it for this. That's why I was saying I had to be judicious about it. So we're going to use this lime right there for that. And we're going to put this where it needs to be for the next thing over there. All right, so very good. All right, so now we're just going to rub all this in.
Looks good. Watch that
handle. Now we're going to turn it over.
Watch your handle there.
Yeah, I'm watching it. And now we're going to do the same thing here, and the majority of it is on the bottom. So now we're just going to let that sit there. And so that's going to hang out for about 10 or 15 minutes. Let me wash my hands again. Joey, if you're still watching, I don't know what happened to you. I just knew that you were in the hospital. Swipe to the left to reveal comments. There they are.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. What are people saying, sweetheart?
Let's see. Lebo's watching. I told you that. Daniel Bray. Jacob Andrews. Joey Grubb. David Cash. Linda Ewing.
Well, it's good to see everybody tuning in. Thank you
Yeah.
for being patient with us. And we took a week off last week, and a much deserved little time that we had at Cozumel, and actually wound up spending some time in Cancun as well. That wasn't really on the list, but we wound up doing that. So I'm going to take this red onion, and in order just to soften it up a little bit, and when I say soften, I don't mean the texture. I mean, red onion can be a little bit strong. So I'm going to take this and put it in some water. And that water will help to reduce the oniony taste.
Okay.
So that'll be good. So we got that going on. We got the chicken going here. I've got my rutabaga rice, and I've got my cauliflower, which is going to resemble the
rice.
The corn. I've got that going on. Let me turn that down a little bit because I don't want that to overcook. I don't want it to be mushy. So I may just turn that off right now. And I'll go ahead and run this through the colander. So hang on, sweetheart. I'm going to take it over here and run it through the strainer.
We'll look at the other things. Chicken's looking good.
So now we got some other things to make. We're going to have fresh salsa, and I'm going to make it, and fresh guacamole. So I'm going to start out with the salsa. Now the salsa.
You're going to be here.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm going to get my food processor washed up here just a little bit. You know, salsa is a combination of so many things. Probably not going to matter if there's a few little things of cauliflower or whatever in there.
That's right.
So in our salsa, here's what we're going to do. We're using a can of, these are fire roasted diced tomatoes. So we're going to put those in our bowl, fire roasted with the juice and all. You know, salsa is a kind of a juicy thing.
Yeah.
Try to get all the goodie out of there that we can. So there goes the salsa, or there goes that in. We're also going to put in a little more of this red onion. It said to use a small red onion. Well, I've got I took out a really big red onion, and I decided that I'm going to put it in and just quarter it. So I quartered it for the various things I needed tonight. So we're just going to kind of chop it up a little right here. On my new cutting board on the other side, it says Champ Racing Show. Thank you to Anna Livingston and to Vinny for providing that for me. I didn't want to use the side that said Champ Racing Show. I don't want to mess that up, so I'm using the back side of it.
It was very sweet of them.
Speaking of Champ Racing Show, we got a great show for you tomorrow night. This is so cool. I've got Leon Lathan and Randy Collins are going to guest host with me tomorrow night. That is going to be the coolest thing ever. So I'm looking forward to that. They're going to be great guys, and y'all are going to have a lot of fun listening to their stories from over the years. And I'm going to grate, this is garlic. I'm going to grate this garlic into here. I'm using 4 small cloves. It called for 2 cloves of garlic, but these are so small that I'm using 4 small cloves instead. So that is going to go in, and this should break the rest of this up without any problem whatsoever. I'm just grating it to make sure that we have a little bit of, it did come back to me. How about that? So we got that happening. Get all of that off the bottom side as well. We got our garlic in. Now I've got some scallions. That's 2 scallions that I crunched up right there. We've also got our lime, and I'm going to juice this lime and put the juice of that lime in there. Put this over in my discard bowl. I've got a 1/4 cup of cilantro, and I want to take the cilantro, and I'm just going to run a knife through it just a little bit. Let me get some of these dishes out of the way here, sweetie. And just, it doesn't matter how many, we got a lot of counter space in this kitchen. Never is enough. Yeah, it's never enough. So I'm just going to run my knife, kind of roughly chop this, and the cilantro will go in there. You know, with cilantro, you can use a little bit of the stems, the softer part of the stems. You don't want the real heavy woody parts,
right,
but you can use the softer parts of the stems. Now, jalapeno pepper. Best way to do this is we're going to quarter it, and that's going to give us an opportunity then to take out the seeds and the membrane. That's the hot part. Do not, I've made the mistake before, do not wipe your eyes after doing this, or they will burn, 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 as Johnny Cash used to say. And I didn't cut that one in half. I'm only going to use a half of jalapeno, honey.
Yeah.
Because I think that since
That's
this is just
enough.
adding flavor, yeah, I don't want it to be too
So
overwhelming
hot. Yeah.
for you. Because Debbie is not a jalapeno girl.
No, I'm not.
Especially the last couple of days. She's not felt really well with her tummy. So hopefully all that's going to go away. Here is some smoked paprika. It's going in as well. And here's a little bit of salt. That's going in. And one of the things that makes cooking so good always is cumin. A little bit of cumin going in as well. All right, so now we're going to take our lid. Hopefully I put all that in there, and we are ready to roll here. So let's do a little blending.
Jamie Mayberry
Mabry, yeah.
is watching.
I want to scoop the sides down just a little bit now.
Aubrey Harbert is watching.
Aubrey, hey, she's my new friend. Aubrey, so glad to have you tuning in. Thank you. Hope you all had a safe trip back. So let me hit this again. Okay, there is my salsa completed. So I've got a bowl right here. I'm going to be putting the salsa. Take this beater over here. And I'm going to put the salsa in this bowl right here. Look at that. Look how good that salsa looks. Mm-hmm. Oh, man. I cannot wait to put that on something here in a minute.
Fresh as can be.
Yeah. All right, so now.
Oh, that looks good.
Doesn't it look good?
It's a good consistency.
Yeah, it's great consistency. Okay, so now we're going to start. The chicken has been coated, and it is sitting here, so we're going to take our burner now, and I'm using this old grill pan. I've had this grill pan for so many years, you can tell it's well used. I use it often, probably more than I use my grill outside. I just really like a grill pan. And so I'm going to be cooking this chicken over the grill pan. It'll only take it about 8 or 10 minutes to cook. My rice, my rutabaga rice, is ready to go into the colander, so I'll put that there in a minute. While the chicken's cooking, I'm going to make some fresh guacamole. This is one of the best guacamole recipes you'll ever see. So we're getting ready for the guacamole coming up here very soon. Now we're going to have a dressing that's going to go on all of this once it's completed. So while the pan is heating up, let's work on this dressing. Well, let me move this out of the way. I got so many things. Again, I need more counter space, and I got plenty. Ha! All right, so to make the dressing, we're going to take this bowl, and we're going to put in our olive oil and a little more lime juice. Little more lime juice. So that's going in. And I want to put in some, find my whisk. I'll make a little bit of an emulsion here. Emulsion is nothing more than some citrus and some olive oil. So we're going to make a little emulsion. You can tell it's emulsifying when it starts to get that little opaque look to it. So it's kind of blending it together. So in that, we've got going several things. We've got chili powder, and I think this is actually the cumin. We got that going in. Nope, that is the cayenne pepper. Here's the chili powder right here. Here is the cumin. Here's the salt.
Very spicy.
Yeah, here's the black pepper. So that is going to be our dressing that we're going to use over this once it's finished. Now remember, all you got to do is like. If you like it, I'll send you the recipe on all of this stuff. So make sure to hit the like button and I will send you the recipe. So I'm going to take my, let me get another colander out here. Huh. Boy, this one, does that say 70s or what?
It does.
That's one from back in the mid-70s. Oh my goodness gracious. So we're going to drain this rice.
Just big enough, wasn't it?
Just big enough. And that will drain out. It's going to take it a while, though. I've got my black beans here. I'm going to be using those in a little while. And I've also got my cauliflower that I'm using in place of the corn. And this one I'm going to have to sit flat down on the sink bottom because it doesn't have the little handy things there. All right, so all that's going on. My grill pan is heating up. Oh, that's some of the men from the cell tower that are leaving. So I'm going to spray this grill pan.
It's a nifty little pan.
Yeah, I love it. I've never, the other side is flat, like a griddle. I've never really used it. So now let's hope that this chicken doesn't stick. We're going to put the chicken on here. And we're going to pour any of that wants to come out because all that's flavor. So we're going to put that on there as well. So this will go over here in the dirty dishes. Get my hands clean once again. Now while that's going on, we're going to make some guacamole. And I think to simplify things, I'm going to bring it all over here, sweetheart.
Okay.
So let me move that there and bring this over here. Now let's take a few of these things away. I'm done with this. I've got a jalapeno I'm going to use later.
You want me back over there?
Yeah, back over here, please.
Here?
No, back over there.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I used the wrong terminology from here to there. So all of this is going away. All right, so now it is time to make guacamole. Now, guacamole, you know, many times at a restaurant, they'll just blend it right there on the spot for you. So it doesn't require any kind of, you know, food processor or anything like that. You just chop everything up, mix it together. I hope this bowl is going to be big enough. Matter of fact, I may just cut my recipe in half and use only one of the avocados. Let's hope these are good looking avocados. Not bad. Not the best in the world, but not bad. Here's the way. These are Haas avocados. And the way you know if you're getting a good one, it should be able to press on that end a little bit, and it should still have the button on it. If it's got the button on it, you can be pretty sure that it's not a big brown one inside. So that's a good tip for you when you're buying Haas avocados. You got to make sure you work around that little button. So we're going to take our avocado and we'll put it in the bowl and get ready to mash it up. Boy, look how quickly.
An ice cream scoop?
No, a spoon works better than an ice cream scoop.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, spoon is the item of choice for doing avocados.
Chicken's just doing its thing.
Yep, chicken will, I'll probably just turn it once. I might turn it twice, but just going to let it do its thing. Okay, so we're going to take this avocado and mash it up really well.
It's really healthy for you.
Avocado is great. Do you know, avocado is actually a healthy fat. It's not a vegetable, it's a fat.
Ah.
So we're taking, what did I do here? Is my press? I'm going to put a little lemon, a little lime juice. Now, most people make the mistake of only putting lime juice in avocado. But let me tell you a secret. Here's a secret. Lemon juice gives it such a great flavor and taste You'll never think about doing it again without putting lemon juice in it. Oh, my. It'll barely fit in there. Okay, here we go. I'm going to put the juice of a half a lemon.
I want to apologize for my bad camera act tonight.
What's going on, honey?
I'm just kind of shaky.
Oh, no. So we got a little salt going in. Got a little Frank's hot sauce. That is the hot sauce of choice around here. Frank's hot sauce. I noticed in Mexico they had Tabasco, of course. They didn't have Frank's. This is a little Worcestershire sauce. Here we got 3 cloves of garlic, and I'm going to mince those and put them in there. So there's number 1.
Nifty little tool.
I love my little garlic press, and I did not ever say that before.
Where did you get it? Do you remember?
This is a Walmart special,
Oh,
believe it or
wow.
not. But it's not the it's not the cheap Walmart stuff. It's the best one and the most expensive one they had. Not necessarily the most expensive is always best, but I like the fact that it had this little cleaning tool. Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
It's got that little cleaning tool on there. That's very important to me. Okay, and one more. Going to get that one down in there and mince that little rascal out. Now that's good garlic. Yeah. And again, pull the cleaning tool around and it pops that right off for you. Those can go in the bad bowl. All right, so now we're going to take this this tomato. This is one of those vine ripened tomatoes. So we're going to take it and we're going to dice it up and put it in there. Meantime, time to turn the chicken. See if I can make this happen without it sticking too badly. Oh,
Courtney Kellum is watching.
Courtney? Did you say?
Courtney Kellum.
Courtney Kellum. No, I know some Kellums. I don't know you, Courtney. I don't think. So tell me, are you related to Lamar? He's one of our race car drivers in the Vintage Association. Don't know if you are or not. Okay, so we're going to let that chicken do its thing. We're going to come back in here with our knife. We're just going to dice this tomato up. Just going to dice it up for the guacamole, not make any major changes to it except just dice it. Nothing small. Good sized dice. Put it in. And since I'm making half, I'm going to cut everything in half right now.
Okay.
The tomato, why am I calling everything the wrong name tonight?
We're still tired from vacation.
Apparently so.
The brain function is not there.
Yeah, I'm going to take this onion and I'm going to just dice it up a little bit. So here we go, some dicing on the onion. And put that in the bowl as well.
Does this go back in the blender?
Nope. This is rustic, so it gets done. Like I said, that many times they make this right at your table. And let's see if anything else is. My recipe's over here. Let me check and see if there's anything else.
Chicken's
Which
looking
is your
good.
hot sauce, tomato, small red onion, cloves of garlic. So that's all done. And there's enough citrus in this to keep that guacamole, that keeps the avocado from turning brown.
Ah.
So we're going to let that kind of mellow and do its thing as well. Chicken is looking good. It's going to take it 3 or 4 more minutes, and it'll be ready to go. Now, here's how we're going to do this. We're going to take, let's see how my rice is doing. Yeah, it's done well. Good.
Aubrey
Right.
Harbert is watching.
Aubrey is back again. They're my friends I met at the ones with the family of 4. Remember?
Oh, how wonderful! Good to hear
Aubrey
from
and
you.
Daniel. Yeah, neat folks. We sure enjoyed our time talking with them while we were in Cozumel. Great family.
We've got low battery, so I hope we make it through the show.
Oh, we do.
Yeah.
Why we have
I
no
don't know.
battery? A lot of that is sticking to I haven't used that grill pan in a couple of years, and it's sticking to it just a little bit.
That's okay. It still
Yeah,
looks
it's okay.
good. Just more bite size.
All right, so now here we're going to start plating this up just a little bit since we've got some time on our hands here. We're going to take some of this. This has turned out to be our like our rice. That's going to go in the bottom, and that is actually rutabaga. That is rutabaga, and I tell you what, that is my favorite vegetable now. I use rutabaga almost exclusively.
Do you
on
notice how
anything.
popular they've become now?
I know, I can hardly find them in the store.
I know.
Everybody's coming to get them
I
nowadays.
know.
So I've got the cauliflower over here. Remember, I had that cauliflower too. This dressing is supposed to drizzle over that cauliflower, so let me get the cauliflower. And I'm going to dump it into the pan. That pan is cool now, so I'm just going to use it, and I'm going to drizzle this dressing over my cauliflower. Remember, the cauliflower was the substitute for the corn. See those big kernels? So we did that to emulate the corn. And I'm going to take some cilantro. Going to run my knife through it.
You have such nice knife skills.
Well, thank you. I was telling the guy at Cozumel at the breakfast table, he was the one that was fixing all of the omelets and those kind of things. And I was telling him what great knife skills he had. Of course, he's a professional chef, but I enjoyed watching him and his knife skills. So we got the cauliflower and the cilantro going right there.
Are you putting lemon or lime in this?
That was already in there, remember?
Oh, okay.
That was in the dressing itself.
That's right.
So now this is supposed to be the corn part of this. So we're going to have that going here in just a minute. We need to have, I'm going to use, I'm not going to put any more of the jalapeno in there for you. I'm not going to leave that as it is. Okay, so let's see how we're doing on our chicken. Yeah, I've got some of this that's in good shape right here. I'm going to go ahead and put it on my board as well and just cut it up. Let me get some of these things out of the way. This one is done enough to cut and use, so I'm going to use it. I'm going to bring this one to the forefront here and let it cook just a little longer. Those are all done. So I've got enough here to finish one bowl. Also, there's some other sides. Let me get those out right here that we'll use. This is reduced fat sour cream. That's one of the toppings, just like the salsa and the guacamole. And, of course, Mexican cheese, 4-blend Mexican cheese, and that is low fat as well. Okay. So make sure that you find a low-fat version of those. All right, so I'm going to take this chicken, and I hope it has gotten done enough. Yeah, I think we're going to be okay. Supposed to cook this chicken to 165 degrees, but I kind of just cook chicken until it's no longer pink. And again, I love using chicken thighs. So we're going to assemble this. We're going to put our rice in the bottom. We're going to then stir in some black beans.
Oh, good.
Yep, so we're going to put about half of these black beans in there. Did you notice the refried beans in Mexico were made from black beans, not from kidney beans like we do here? Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy.
Yep.
I did not notice.
Okay, now this goes in. This is the replicating the corn, remember? So that is going in. Now we got, and I'm going to, again, just use half of these tomatoes because I'm halving most of this recipe. So half of these tomatoes. Remember, we took our onions and we let them soak to keep from being quite as strong. So I'm going to bring them over here, honey, if you want to come over here with me. And I'm going to use my Nakari knife.
Why did you choose that knife?
It happened to be here.
Oh.
But I use this for vegetables most of the time. Sometimes I'll use my other chef's knife. But if I'm wanting a really, really sharp knife, like for slitting rutabagas or something like that, the Nakari is a sharper knife. It's thinner and it keeps a tighter edge.
I see.
So I'm going to take these and I'm just going to go right over here with this and put that in there. So that is going in next.
It looks delicious. Once the chicken
Yeah, it does
goes
look
on.
good, doesn't it? Yeah. So now we're going to take our chicken breast that I've already done. And that's going to go on top. And again, if you just like the post, like it, I will send you the recipes of all of this. I've got them all written down. I did them this afternoon and made sure that I got them all ready to go. And I'm going to top this with a little bit. I want to put a little guacamole in one corner. And I'm going to put a little cheese in one corner. And I'm going to put a little sour cream in one corner.
Better watch the other chicken. That looks delicious.
I think that can turn off now, as a matter of fact. And I'm going to put a little salsa.
Oh, yeah.
In one corner. Actually, I'm going to put a little salsa.
Over the whole
Probably
thing.
over the whole thing, yeah. Put some in one corner. And then just spread some of this over the whole bowl. Now, doesn't that
That's
look great?
very pretty.
Man, what a beautiful
delicious.
thing to have. What a fun time to be in Mexico and learn a little bit about their culture and a little bit about what was going on there, and a chance to show you some of it as well. So thanks everybody for watching. Remember, hit the like button, and I will put it on. I'll send you the recipe. Also, remember to check out our YouTube channel. All these get put over to the YouTube channel. It's called Healthy Happy Hour on YouTube. So check it out, Healthy Happy Hour. Here we go. It is a great, it's just like Chipotle makes basically. It is a grilled chicken burrito bowl with guacamole and salsa, all handmade right here in the Healthy Happy Hour kitchen. Bye, everybody. See you next week. Bye-bye.